Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to all of the viewers. This is your host Vaibhav. In our today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, I will be using the indicator named positive directional indicator, the plus directional indicator, to give you some of the examples, some of the classification and uses of this indicator, how we can best use this indicator to look for opportunities to trade in which we will have a probability of getting the trade right. So let us now head to the JForex for the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. This is the Euro USD chart drawn on the hourly candle period. Here you can find this indicator, the positive directional indicator, simply by doing a quick search, or if you want to know where it is listed, you can take this add indicator approach as well. It is amongst the momentum indicator. And if you have been trading in the market for some time, you might have the idea that this is part of the ADX indicator. We use plus directional indicator and minus directional indicator to arrive at the ADX, average directional index. So here you will find this. Here it is, plus directional indicator. All right. So you can get it by simply doing a quick search as well. Type in plus and there it appears. Now coming to its concept, the concept is simple. It takes into consideration the recent price rise. So for that, it compares the current high with the prior high, and using this calculation approach, it gets the difference between highs of different candle periods under the consideration for the calculation. Suppose if we are using 14 candle periods for the calculation of plus DI, then we will be getting the summation of the each difference between high and current high and the prior high up till the last 14th candle. So we will take this difference into account, that is then divided by the ATR. I am giving you a simplified version. For exact formula, of course, you will have to do a bit of search and you will get the exact formula, but it is easy to understand. We take into consideration the true range, and with that we have this comparison done. So in numerator we get this directional movement by figuring out the difference between highs of these candle periods under consideration and then dividing it by the ATR, and then we get this ratio multiplied by 100 to arrive at this plus directional indicator in candle periods where the prior low is greater than the current low. In that kind of scenario, the DM is not calculated, positive DM is not calculated, instead we get the negative DM. So only when there is a significant price rise and the difference between the current high and previous high is greater than the previous low and the current low, only such candle periods are considered for the calculation of plus directional indicator. So if we have recent periods the rise of the price action, if we have continuous formation of higher highs, and with that we will getting the higher values for this plus directional indicator. And if there has been price decline with current low being lower than the prior low, whereas that's not the case with the current high and the prior high. So in that kind of scenario, we will have more focus on the negative directional indicator. So this indicator is mainly used in a unidirectional manner for figuring out only the opportunities on the buy side, and for figuring out the opportunities on both the sides, we have to take the help of combination of positive directional indicator and negative directional indicator. Now coming to its uses for figuring out the opportune time to get involved, we generally use 25 as a critical marking point. So when we have the output value of this plus DI above 25, that is generally considered strongly bullish. And if we have the output value of plus DI below 25, then that is more of an indication of the consolidation phase going on. And if the prices are in negative territory, then we will have plus DI approaching lower and lower values. So we will be getting these declining plus DI. So that is the time which we have to avoid going for any buy trade, and we have to wait for the train to turn, and only when we will have the trend on our side with this plus DI in rising mode. And at the same time about 25, that is the time to get involved for the initiation of the new trade. So we have to pay attention to its absolute value as well as its recent change. If it is about 25 and on the rise, that's the time we should be more inclined to go for the initiation of the new trade. But if it is positive about 25 but at the same time in declining phase, that simply indicates the consolidation of the price momentum. And this also indicates that the underlying instrument might be losing strength, and it is better to go for profit booking if not for the initiation of the new trades in the same direction. So that's how we can utilize this indicator. That is the classical interpretation. Of course, you can always come up with new ways to utilize this indicator. And since it is easy to understand, easy to calculate, you can always figure out the ways in which you can go with the uses of this indicator, and also combine this indicator with other indicators or price action data to look for opportune time. Now let us consider its editing options given on the platform. We can only vary its calculation time period. So if you want to increase it or decrease it, you can do that. We can't really make any other changes to this calculation parameters. Now I have decreased the calculation period to 10. So as a result of that, recent price moves will get more weightage to this calculation, and as a result of that, we are likely to observe more sharp moves on average for this output value of the plus DI. Now, these recent price moves are also going to get more weightage, and as a result of that, these moves, any sharp moves on either side, is going to generate significant change in the output value. Any single candle with a significant price move is going to impact this calculation overall. So as you can observe, after release of yesterday's CPI data, we saw a sharp jump on the output value of plus DI, and after that it went into a consolidation phase, and after consolidation it started to pick up pace again. Then again the consolidation began, and after due consolidation it started to rise again, and it continued to rise towards this new high. And now the plus DI indicator is indicative of consolidation phase, ongoing consolidation phase. So it is simply telling you to simply sit on the sidelines, and maybe better opportunities will come your way, but you have to give some more time for the purpose of figuring out the new opportunities. Here, this indicator can also be utilized for trading on the equity indices, commodities, even stocks, or other financial instruments. So, all the instruments which are available on the platform can be used for figuring out the opportunities to trade using this indicator. This is a GBP USD chart. If you want to take a look on the light crude oil, here it is. It is also strongly bullish. Okay, and it has gained substantially. Even in today's session, the gains have been quite solid, and after those gains, it has continued to consolidate on the higher side, and that is being reflected in this elevated plus DI output, and the DI output is now only starting to decline. So it is simply telling you to go for profit booking, if not the initiation of the new opposite trending trades. So here the direction is still bullish, but only it is in consolidation movement, consolidation phase now. Now, if I change it to say Euro USD back again, here we can increase or decrease. As I said, let us try out a larger combination, larger calculation rate, and in that also the momentum is strongly bullish. Earlier we had the momentum on the bearish side, so you get a good idea of when to go for the new buy trades and when to sit on the sidelines when we are using this indicator. Okay, I am going to now restore it back to the default setup. Coming to the output coloring combination, you can style it up the way you feel like. So we get this option to color it the way to figure out these opportunities, and if we feel that it is going to be much easier for us to use different color combinations for figuring out the trend up and trend down, we can do that as well. We can customize it the way we feel like, so you can even get custom colors. So all the combinations are provided on the platform. Here it is. Okay, let us go with this color. Let us see how it works out. Styling combination can also be changed. The width can be increased or decreased. Transparency option can also be changed. So you get to adapt these indicators output the way you feel is going to make it easier for you to read into the data points, and at the same time look aesthetic as per your choice. Output, advanced, coming to the advanced editing option here, you can even set a level. Suppose if you want to use 25 as the critical marker, you can do that. So if I add 25 here, we will get a line combination, and that can also be given different options. So color, style, width, transparency, and it becomes much easier for you to draw the inference just by a simple one glance at this chart. Okay, recalculate on new candle only. We can opt for this option as well. And now if we go for this option, then there's a current output value for the plus DI will remain constant throughout the candle period. And if we keep the applied price fluctuating and we don't really go for the constant price, then this output value of the plus DI is going to move in conjunction with the applied price. So that's the difference. And you have to determine whether you want a constant price, constant output throughout the current candle period, or if you are comfortable with it moving in line with the current applied price. Highlight the time period zone, whatever is your calculation period can be highlighted with this option. If you want to customize your calculation further, you can go for the instrument from the chart. So whichever instrument you are using on the chart, the indicator will be accordingly calculated using that instrument's price data. The candle period can also be varied. You can use it from the chart, or you can hard code it. You can specify on which candle period you want the calculation to be done. So accordingly, the calculation will be done. So here, if I change this candle period, we will have the indicator plotted as per new candle period, and at the same time, if I want to keep the candle period fixed for the purpose of calculating these indicators, that can also be done. So we get both these options. Side, there will be a minor slight difference depending on the spread side you opt for, but trajectory of the indicator is going to be the same. If you want the indicator to be available on all the candle periods, then you have to opt in for it. Else you have to specify on which candle period this indicator should appear on the chart, and only on those time frames, only on those candle periods, this indicator will be plotted. So you have to specify on which candle period you want this. Now that we have specified hourly and 5 minute, there won't be any plotting of the indicator, the plus directional indicator on the 15-minute or any other candle period. So that's how this indicator works out. The combination works out for you. Okay. Base period can be also be different. We have these options to use different base periods. Okay, they can now the plotting of the indicator is back. 4 hours, day, but not much of a difference is being observed in the output value of the indicator. So with this, I am, I think, almost done with these indicators, introductory examples, how you can utilize this indicator to look for profitable trading opportunities in the market. So that's all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write back to me in the feedback section, and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. For further coverage of the market developments, do check out the Dukascopy Analytics page. We are also available on the Facebook. You can reach out to us there too. Thank you all for joining in. I will be back on Monday with a new indicator, new combination. So do come back. See you on Monday. Goodbye.